Today is June 20, 2020. The boys came out a couple of weeks ago, finished up doing the 3-year refresh on the finish. Life is good, looks good, except I still have a problem, and the problem I'm having is I've still got water coming into my house. This area right in here is a closet, and that's where the water's coming. It used to come around this window and this window, so when the boys were here, I asked them to caulk a bunch of those upward facing checks. I get it that in theory you're not supposed to do that, but too bad, too sad, we're doing it anyway, because someplace in here in these logs I've got water coming in. It rained last night about 2 inches, and the wind was blowing this way, which is from east to west, which means it blew water right against the side of this house, and you can imagine why I'm making this movie. We had water in that closet again this morning. So, making me crazy. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on, but I wanted to share this with you. Here's what I'm finding. A couple things, not related to the leaking, but just so you know, there's still caulk bubbles. There's some in here, for example, along that line, and there's one that popped right in here. There's some under this window, and if I go around the house, they're at various and sundry places. I'm not actually asking you to do anything about that. I don't really care. I think, as a layperson, not in your profession, I think that these things just get so hot that when you caulk them, they bubble up. I'm wondering that maybe you shouldn't caulk log homes in the heat of Texas in the summer. I get it why we did this on schedule, but maybe that's the problem with caulk. Nevertheless, here I am. So here's that window on the east side. I'm looking south. Here's the window. Right in here is where the leaking is. I see some things that bug me. If you'll look at this caulk in here, it's pulled away. This is just not right. And I'm wondering that if water runs down this face, it's catching in there. There's one possibility. It did it again right down here. You can see there's a hole in this caulk. The other thing I'm thinking is the boys did a good job of caulking a lot of these upward facing checks, like this stuff in here. Like this one up here by the window, and then they ran it down for me just for aesthetics. I am convinced we had water coming in some of these before, so kudos to them. They did a good job. I like that. I think we missed some, and that's kind of a shared thing. Down here, for example, right at the bottom, and I notice on the foundation there's water running here. That closet is in there. This is where the ground zero for the leak is. This one here is maybe a problem. There's a few other checks here and there that are likely contributing, but that's the issue. This is making my head explode. Right by that water bib, there's one there. It could be coming in here. In previous experience, I was able to use the water hose and squirt it in one area and see water come out in the floor of the closet while I was doing it. The wife was in there, so I know it would come in and run and drop, and you know, like any other roof leak, it just finds a path. So I've seen that stuff before. So that's kind of what's going on here. But it's kind of making my head hurt. I've got to get past this stupid leaking problem. So that's what I think's going on. I'm not real proud of this caulk stuff right here. So, you know, come on guys, this is not great. But some of these other checks, they just need to get caulked, and I'm not beating them up if they did, the boys, if they did or didn't caulk them. They did a lot of these ones that I asked them to, so I'm okay with that. And all this, now I'm on the, if I look at the south side of this window, we used to have leakage coming in down here on the end, and all of that stopped, so none of that was happening. But I'm convinced that's because they sealed up these checks for me. That's a good thing. There's another one of your bubbles that collapsed. So we made progress. The good news is we made progress. Good part of this is stopped. But this closet area right in here, just to the far side of this window, water came in last night. So here I go again, taking all the clothes out of the closet, drying the stupid ass floors. So I'm getting used up with this. Looking for opinions. So any input you got is appreciated. I may hit you up for some caulk. Mike, I'm going to look and see. You sent me some once upon a time, and I didn't use all of it. I just got to figure out what I did with it. And I'm going to go about sealing up those caulk lines right there And then I'm going to seal up those checks down there. I don't think I need any backer strips for the ones I can find. They're not that thick. That's what I got. Appreciate your comments.